Okay, so hi everyone. We are about to start, so I would ask everyone please to turn your mics off if it is possible. Yes. So I'm going to share screen now. It's a bit slow, sorry, but I will start speaking with you. So hello everyone again, welcome. My name is Raquel Simões, as you can see from my from the title that comes below my image. I'm from the University of Aveiro, and I'm the coordinator of this second training week of the project LoCALL, which starts today and will go until the 22nd January. It's during this week, and it's online, as you know. I am speaking, of course, on behalf of the organization team from the Aveiro University, which I must thank because it was due to the work of each and every single one of you that this is possible. So I will thank you in advance for all the work that has been done so far. And indeed, it was amazing to see that 130 individuals subscribed to take part of this week, and that we have today 65 of them really enrolled in the Google Classroom, coming from all over the world, as you will see in a while. And so this is, as I was saying, the second training week of the project LoCALL, and this project will briefly be presented by the project coordinator Sílvia Melo Pfeifer, I will give the floor to. Sorry, Sílvia.
Okay. Thank you, Ana Raquel. So the LoCALL project is an Erasmus Plus project coordinated by the University of Hamburg. And I'm very happy to see all the colleagues of the University of Hamburg also present in this training week and attending this webinar. Also with the collaboration of the Universidad Autónoma de Barcelona in the person of Melinda Dooley. The University of Aveiro, I think you will meet all during this training week. The LoCALL coordinator is Monica Lorenzo. From the University of Strasbourg, we also have all the colleagues online, and they are being coordinated by Andrea Young, and University of Groningen, coordinated by Joana Duarte. And I welcome also the team of Groningen, who is also present during this training week and also attending this webinar. The aim of the LoCALL project, and I should say LoCALL stands for Local Linguistic Landscapes for Global Language Education in the School Context, aims to foster language awareness at school through collecting, analyzing, and pedagogically using linguistic landscapes for multilingual learning, for multilingual and intercultural learning. And the specific aims of the LoCALL project are the first one is to bridge indoor and outdoor school activities that foster the plurilingual competence of individuals and enhance language awareness. We wish through our activities and all the materials we are engaged in producing to involve youth and kids with and without migrant background, but our scope is situated in the field of migrant background. We wish to involve them in the active discovery and dissemination processes related to social and lived multilingualism, leading them to reflect on their own linguistic repertoires and biographies. We want also, as a third strand, describe and analyze teaching problem, teachers' formative needs to deal with linguistic superdiversity in the classroom. And we think that linguistic landscapes can be understood as new methods and collaborative learning tools to overcome those needs. And in the next slide, we will see the key principles of the local project. And we see in the local project pupils and teachers as co-ethnographers and also as co-experts in the linguistic landscapes of their own environment. And as you'll see in these 3 bullet points, we consider that linguistic landscapes are very powerful starting points for valuing the linguistic diversity and the linguistic resources that are around us. And we can use these linguistic resources to develop multilingual, critical, and plurisemiotic literacies, leading to the development of skills in the languages that are present in the school, but also beyond the school. LoCALL believes that to foster global language education, it is necessary to bring students' life world and school multilingualism into language teaching in order to develop a sense of belonging that is then related to the active participation in multilingual and intercultural spaces. As you probably noticed, I left foreign aside when I was reading this bullet point, because even if linguistic landscapes, and we are mainly working with linguistic landscapes in the field of foreign language teaching, we consider that it's also important to include linguistic landscapes and reflection about the language of schooling, but also under other disciplines and subjects. And we expect to develop a deeper understanding of pupils' plurilingualism through the collaborative analysis of semiotic artifacts, as we consider linguistic landscapes to be. And we expect to engage people around Europe, throughout Europe, but as we see now, I think these aims are outdated, since we now have people with LoCALL from around the world. And I think this training week is a wonderful opportunity opened up. And I expect you won't kill me after this session. It's a nice opportunity opened up by the coronavirus and the pandemic, because we had to move it online, and it was an excellent idea. Since I'm not talking more about the LoCALL, I just want to say that the team of Aveiro created excellent tasks and very, very playful activities for this week, and I'm very happy to help and to answer all the questions also related to the project during this training week. Thank you, Raquel.
Thank you, Sílvia. So moving on to a short description of this training week. As Sílvia's just said, due to the pandemics, we had the challenge to prepare an online training week with all the constraints, but also with all the advantages that come along. For instance, the participation of people from all around the world. And in this training week, we had 3 main goals. The first one was to reflect and discuss the concept of linguistic landscape, which had already been discussed in the first training week of the project organized by Groningen in June last year. The second one, to promote awareness of language presence, the language role and dynamics within the community. And also the third one, to develop knowledge about the added knowledge of the educational added value of the app that was created by as one of the intellectual outputs by the Aveiro team, and that is in a test and pilot phase. Well, thinking about participants, as I was saying before, we have 65 registrations in the classroom from students from 20 countries, let us say students, so all enrolled in the classroom are considered students. And it is interesting to see that coming from these 20 countries, 11 languages have been mentioned as work languages. So they are not the the languages of the linguistic biographies of these individuals. I believe these are quite wider, but there are 11 possible work languages. And thinking about the participants' profile, we can see that we have not only university teachers, but also PhD students from around the world, again, school teachers from different levels, master students, researchers, university students of different grounds, a consultant, and one graduate student. Some practical information about the training week. Well, as you have seen, it will occur mainly in using Google Classroom and Zoom. There will be synchronous and asynchronous sessions, and some of these synchronous sessions, activities like this one that is happening now, will be recorded and will be made available in the project's YouTube channel, and also the links will be provided in the Google Classroom platform. So we ask each and every single one of you to pay attention to the different schedules of the synchronous sessions, because some of them will not be recorded because they will be working sessions. For instance, the group work that will happen Monday. As we've seen before we started the webinar in particular, several languages were spoken, and even if English is a lingua franca of the project, let us say, all languages and plurilingual interaction are welcome. And so we believe that we want each one of you to feel comfortable using the languages that you want. Only to remember you, in terms of the Google Classroom, you will find the access to the different tasks in the classwork, or it depends on the language that you have, the Google Classroom, under the classroom or trabalhos de turma section, and you will find the different topics on the left, and they will appear during the days of the week. So, and the week will be quite fruitful. We will have different types of activities. Today we'll have the webinar, and as you can see in the detailed program, which you will find in the Google Classroom, different types of activities will come up. Not only group works, but also games, and even sending postcards to invisible or secret friends, the party, visits to museums, and so on. In terms of the previous tasks, it was amazing to see that plenty of you have already been showing us your linguistic landscapes, the linguistic landscapes present in your houses, in your fridge, in your pantries. These are only some of the pictures that were print screened by the team, and also using Parasol in terms of the mandatory readings that we asked you to do in terms of the text that we provided. And it was indeed amazing to see that you are engaged in this activity. You can continue on developing the work on using Padlet if you want to, and also the mandatory readings as it is stated in the week schedule. So these are some of the tasks that we will ask you to pay to undertake, and only a short introduction to the use of the local app platform that we will have, and we'll have some instructions for you later on. In terms of the participation certificate that was asked by plenty of you, this will be sent after the training week. And in terms of the group work, as you have seen in the detailed program, we will have time for group work, and the organization of this group work has created 7 work groups according to the different time zone and preferences. And to the languages, and they will have, each group will have at least 2 project members accompanying the group who will guide and advise and collaborate with the group. And so the participants will receive an email from the trainers with a Zoom link for the first session on Wednesday. So if you have any questions about the platform, the tasks, or so on, you may use the local email.